Alright, 7 months. This is a milestone moment. This is the first video I've made actually on my testosterone date, which is the 29th of August. That's the month we're in. And I'm going to get my list up so I can talk about some changes. And I'm also going to talk a bit more about like my emotions and how they've changed in this video, because looking back on the videos that I've made, like, I feel like I speak too much about logistical things and like facts and less about what I've actually been going through, and I think that's like really important. So something I noticed after making my last video, which I don't know if like it's like I don't think it's a change within the last month or anything, but it's just something I've noticed, is that my face has gotten a lot fuller. Like, it's chubbier again, I guess. I used to have like a really chubby face when I was younger, and then I slimmed down a lot, and then I think going on testosterone it's kind of filled out again. But I don't think it's like a chubby filled out, it's just, I don't know. It actually kind of bothered me and got me a little bit dysphoric or whatever. But it's just a process of like changing, and I have to get over that. And I think it's better that I don't look as like scrawny as I did in my first week video or before that. What else? My neck is a lot thicker, I think. Yeah. I don't know. What else? I noticed after my last video that I've got like a vein on my forearm, like around here. Can't see it, but yeah, which is really exciting because I like really wanted veins on my arms. I've gotten more hair under here, which just wasn't a thing before. And then I noticed that I had some like thin, wispy brown hairs. I shaved them because they were yuck, but now that it's growing back, it's like a lot thicker. Like, you can't actually see it. It's still really short and it's still blonde, but it's like a lot thicker, and I can feel the stubble. My sideburns. I've got my snazzy sideburns. Yeah, you can kind of see them. I'll see if I can get closer and you can have a better look. So those are my snazzy sideburns. I've had a lot of like dilemmas about, do I shave them, do I not, but like I think I'm gonna leave them for a while, and they're actually like long, like can tug on them, which is cool. What else? Yeah, I've got some more pronounced like blue veins here, so I'm hoping they'll eventually like pop out. And yeah, I'm gonna do like a standing up thing, which is unique. I realized that I hadn't really spoken about my body hair much, which is sad, but yeah, there's been a lot of like body hair changes. Where can I put you? You can go here. That'll do you. Hold on. Alright. So yeah, I didn't really speak much about body hair. So I wanted to do that. So my stomach hair is like really changed. I don't know if you can see properly. I've got like a good snail trail going there, and the rest is hairy as well. I've got like chest hair just there, which is cool. Can't see my legs. Hold on. So I've got like, I never had any hair here, but I've got like a lot going on now. I don't know if you can actually see. My lower leg, I never used to have much hair, and now I've got lots. It's still like, it's like a light color, but like, I don't know, I am a light color. I'm blonde, so, or blonde-ish. Everyone tells me I'm blonde, I don't really see it, but yeah. What else? I've gotten some like hairs here. I've spoken about them before, but there's like a lot more now. I don't know if my muscles have changed within the last month. Yeah, whatever. My exercise program has been really good. I've got a couple more days until I finish my 2-month program, which is super exciting. It's been full on. I've been exercising 6 days a week for about an hour, and it's like high intensity interval training, but I love it and it's great. I'm a little bit over it, but once I finish I'm going to start it again. I've seen a lot of like really good results. I'm going to make a couple more videos hopefully today or this weekend at some point. What else? So as far as emotions and stuff go, by the way, I found my surgeon, which is super exciting. There's only really one in Melbourne anyway, but he's apparently really good, so I'm going to call his office in a couple of days and see if I can get my date sorted out and my consultation and everything. What else? So I'm really excited for that. It's been really interesting for me to see how differently I interact with my body now. Like, I used to kind of stand in front of a mirror naked and I'd just be like, what is this? Like, this is just not me, and I just cannot connect to this. And like, now I still feel that way, but I still, like, I'm less like, I don't get this knot in my throat anymore. It's just kind of like I don't feel sick about what my body looks like anymore, which is nice. And emotionally, where am I at? Well, things were really hard. We were moved around a lot because of the war and the situation. So we didn't really get a chance to settle in. I'm someone who, like, I'm really kind of a creature of routine. I really like routine, particularly with my exercise. I like to know that I'm going to be getting up every morning at 8, so then I know I need to wake up at 7 or like 6:30 to exercise, and then I can rely on that, and that's the same every day. It's been hard for me to like be on seminars and be in kibbutzim and different places, and it's like hard to adjust. What else? Yeah, so it was a hard few weeks, month. I felt like for a while I was just kind of living and I wasn't really feeling things. And we had a really amazing inspirational seminar the last few days about the history of our movement and our ideology and how we can embody that into our life. And it was really inspirational, and I needed that, and I needed to feel like I'm here for a reason. And the year's ending. And this is something I haven't mentioned in my videos before, but every time I say, 7 months on testosterone, that also means I've been in Israel 7 months. And that also means I'm leaving soon. So as much as it's like this really exciting thing, it's like been very bittersweet, because every time I say like I've been here it's my certain testosterone day, I know that I'm getting a lot closer to going home. And even though I'm like excited to go home, I'm not ready for this to end. There are times where I'm very ready for it to end, but I'm really nervous about going home and reverting to like who I was. Not saying that who I was like not a good person or like not who I want to be, but I'm a lot closer to like who I want to be and everything now than I was then. I'm a lot more self-aware. I know a lot more about my ideology and where I want to go with that and what I want to do. So yeah. So it comes with a lot of like other baggage to come home and to see what that's going to be like. What else? Yeah, we went to Poland before this seminar, and that was crazy. It was a crazy experience. It was something I felt I really needed to do. We went to a few death camps and some concentration camps, and it was a very like confronting experience to me. I have family who like went through the Holocaust, or who survived the Holocaust. I have family who perished. We learnt a lot. It was really interesting. We looked at things from a very different perspective because we were there as a youth movement. So we looked at things from a youth movement perspective and like how the youth movement engaged in resistance. we looked at things from the perspective of the victimizer as well, which is something very interesting for me, because I think it's really easy to like look at it through the victim, because it's like we are the victims. But it was really fascinating to see the motivations, and we had a lot of very interesting debates about, like, for example, can a Nazi officer be a good father if he comes home and he cares for his child and everything, even if he's spent the day killing people? So we had a lot of debates, and it was very, very interesting. We went to Warsaw, Krakow, Lublin. As far as death camps go, we went to Treblinka, Majdanek, Auschwitz 1 and 2, and then we went to a few concentration camps. And yeah, it was something I needed. I needed like a change of scene after being on so many kibbutzim. We just moved around from kibbutz to kibbutz. I needed something different. I needed something challenging. I needed to start thinking hard again and not just being like passive and living. So yeah, it was amazing. I'm in a really good place right now. I feel really good. I wish I had like questions to direct my answers to, but I guess I'm just going to give like this summary. Also, on another note, I watched my 6-month testosterone video, and then I looked at a bunch of others, and I realized that like I've been really pathetic about comparison photos and doing stuff like that, not just for the sake of other people, but for the sake of myself. Like, I haven't really taken comparison photos aside from like my face, and that got me thinking a lot about, do I regret that? Why not? I realized that, yeah, it'd be great to like have a series of photos every month of like my back or my shoulders or my legs or whatever, but I could do that any year of my life, even without testosterone, and I would see lots of differences, I'm sure. Like, I look completely differently to what I did a year or two ago, regardless of testosterone. And also, this is by no means a criticism of those who choose to do it, because I really understand why, and it can make you feel really good and empowered, but in my life, I kind of don't want to pay that much attention to myself. Like, particularly in the lifestyle that I have now. I think if I was at home, and I lived at home, and I was like bored, which I would be, I would every month be living off that, and I would be taking photos and whatever. But because I'm like on a very serious program, and I'm busy, and I'm with other people all the time, I don't really have time to think about myself like that, you know? And I think it's better. Like, I think it's better for me that I'm not constantly obsessed and scrutinizing every detail of change. And like, as far as I know, I haven't really changed that much. When I look back on photos and I look back on videos, I have completely. But there's still so much further that I'm going to change, and I don't know what can be attributed to testosterone, what can be attributed to growth, exercise, whatever. I also don't want to give people like false hope. I know when I was looking at comparison photos, I was like, okay, so that guy's back changed that much, and his hips changed that much, so I'm sure that mine will also change around that much at that same time. Like, it really doesn't work that way, and when they say that bodies react differently to testosterone, I was just like, yeah, but still kind of similarly. They don't. They react completely differently. And my hips have not changed. I still have, like, very female-looking hips. I don't know if that will ever change. I don't really, like, I'd like it to, but I don't really care that much. I'm not really that, like, self-obsessed. I'm not saying that people who are aware of that are, but for me, like, that's the way that I would see it if I was doing that kind of thing. And so, even though I do kind of regret not taking, like, a photo of myself every week for 7 months so far, it doesn't bother me that much. Like, I think that there's a reason for that, and at this point in my life, that's what's appropriate. And maybe in a little while, like, I will start to do stuff like that, and when I have more time and whatever. But for now, it's just not relevant. Yeah, I have a few more videos I may make. You should check them out, and yeah, thanks for watching. Send me questions.